Crape myrtle trees are blooming everywhere in my neighborhood. Pink, mauve, white, maroon, they look so beautiful. They are blooming on the road, in the park, in people's houses. Even I have a couple of crape myrtle trees, one pink one and one white one. The problem is that they are just too tall. I haven't pruned them in years, and now they are about 20 feet tall, like a two-storied building. So if I have to look at the blooms, I have to literally tilt like this, and only then I can see the bloom. So I want to bring it down at the eye level so that I can enjoy the blooms more. Hi, this is Ruchi, and let's talk about pruning crepe myrtles today. But before we talk about pruning, did you know that crepe myrtle trees have beautiful trunks? When the tree matures, it starts to shed bark once a year, and from inside, a beautiful swirl of pink and mauve and green and beige comes out. It's really so pretty when you look at that trunk. I had never noticed it before till the time I actually got the tree in my backyard and I was able to see it up close and personal. So if you get a chance, do try to look at the trunk of a crepe myrtle tree closely, and you will be amazed how beautiful the trunk looks. So why should you prune your crepe myrtle trees? I have my own reasons, but there are other reasons too. So first of all, if your tree is young and you want to shape it, then you should prune it. Ideally, you want just one trunk growing till 4 or 5 feet height, and then it should open up the branches like a flower. That's the ideal shape. So when your plant is or the tree is young, you want to prune it to shape it. Second is that if the tree has a lot of crisscross branches, then you want to prune those branches because otherwise they'll rub against each other and can damage themselves. The third is that if you see a lot of suckers growing from underneath the tree, you should prune those. I mean, that is part of regular pruning that you have to keep doing. Whenever you see the suckers, just prune them all the time. So there's no fixed time for that. And fourth is when the tree is just too tall, it's creating shade for other plants in your garden, or the blooms are not at your eye level, then you want to prune it. And that is my reason to prune my crepe myrtle trees. Now, when you research about crepe myrtle pruning, you will hear people say that you should only prune it when it is young, and don't prune it when it is mature, because then it may not look nice. So I was a little skeptical, but it was creating a lot of shade in my garden and I wasn't able to enjoy the bloom. So I decided that I'm going to prune at least one tree down, and we'll see how it goes. Now the next question is, when should you prune it? So these trees are deciduous, meaning they drop leaves in fall and winter, and in spring they start to grow back again, and then in summer they bloom. So because spring is the growth time, you don't want to prune it at that time, and summer is the bloom time, so you don't want to prune it at that time either. Only other two options are that you prune them right after they finish blooming, so that before the winter set in, they have time to heal, or just before the spring, before the fresh growth starts, you can prune it at that time. So I decided to prune it right before the growth started. So in March, April time frame, I decided to prune my tree. I pruned it at the height of about 7 to 8 feet. And the tree had no leaves at that time, and I just cut all the big trunks at that height. It was a little scary because I was wondering if it's going to grow anything. But as spring started, it started to grow fresh branches and leaves, so that was a big relief. It wasn't that I did something wrong. And as the summer started, I started seeing flower buds there, and now it has started blooming beautifully, and it has come down so I can enjoy the blooms, even from a close by distance. I don't have to go too far to look at the blooms because they are so high up there. So now that I have pruned the tree down, now every year I'll just keep pruning the branches that are growing so that they stay in a proper shape. So now I can manage the shape. Once you bring the tree down, then you can manage the shape easily. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing with this tree, which is again like 20 feet tall. So in late winter or before spring, I'll prune this tree also so that it also comes down and I enjoy the blooms more. So I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye.